Excuse me. Good evening, guys. I am so sorry for starting this class late. I actually got busy. So, oh, no, this is too far. We have to start from. So, you're welcome to class. I think a lot of people have been here before me. Beauty nursing, okay, beauty essential, Oyemachi, Nwa Chizoba, and the rest of Sha Umar. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Are we ready now? Are we set? Are we start and try to share the material? Just so. Okay, so I have to start from listening enabling skills. That's our concern tonight. So listening enabling skills. Please hold on. All right, so this is where we stopped in the last class. But before we start editing in this class, I would like to remind us the things we've done in the last class. We talked about the meaning of listening. And please, I want to ask us again, as a form of introduction into this new class, what is listening according to your material? From what you learned in the last class, what is listening? Yes, I want to hear from you guys. What is listening? Based on what you've, of course, Big Eniola, you're welcome. And Taiwo Maxwell, I think that is our class captain, is here. Thank you. So, what is listening? Let's try to refresh our brains. You've done that in the last class, so I want to check if you have been following. That is the only question I'll ask you. In that last class, we've talked about different things like what is listening, why do we listen, what do we listen to. We've done all that in the previous class. So this class is supposed to teach us the skills you need in order to be able to listen effectively. That's our concern. So if you have been talking about listening this, listening that, what are the things you will need in order to listen effectively? That is our concern in this class. But before we do that, I want to hear from you guys. What is listening? What is listening? Yes, let's hear from you guys. We don't have much time. This class is going to be very short. I just need you guys to cooperate. I hope. Okay, let me check if the ad is not disturbing you guys. I need to pause the ad. So I'm waiting for your responses. What is listening? I've dropped a question there. So once I get your question, your responses will. Okay, listening is a compulsory day-to-day activity. That is not bad, but that is not the actual thing we defined listening as. I want the real definition from your material, the one that said that being able to and participate in dash 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 and dash. So that is the definition I'm looking for. Being able to and to participate in what is dash 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 and dash. That is it is that exact definition that I want to see, because that is the one they will ask you in the exam. Yes. Is there anybody that will help us with that? I know it is a compulsory day-to-day activity, but what is listening? Okay, sorry. I think I'm asking it in a way that is confusing you. Who is a listener? that is what I should have asked you. Who is a listener? Who is a listener? That is, I think that is why most of you are getting it confused. It is not actually listening that you were expecting. You are expecting who is a listener. So, who is a listener? As you join, try your best to give the video a thumbs up. It won't cost you anything to do that. It will help others looking for it to get it. So, a listener is a person who is capable of listening to everything. Thank you. Aisha Umaru is getting it, but she did not complete it. Probably she will complete it in her next sentence. Somebody who is capable of listening to and then what next? I really want, you see, if you are just rushing and rushing and rushing, you will not gain anything. So it's better. You have to be challenged before every class. So you know if you have been following well or not. Yes. Zainab says we are all listeners. Yes, that you're absolutely correct, but that is not the definition of a listener. I'm asking you the exact definition of a listener. So you people have forgotten completely the definition of a listener according to your material. A listener is one who is capable of listening and has the ability to participate in what is being listened to. Judith, that is very close. In fact, that definition is actually correct. It's very okay, but not the exact one in the material. The reason why I'm looking for the exact one in the material is that in an exam, they are not looking for your understanding. They are looking for what is in the material. They are looking for what is in the material. So I need that exact one that we treated in the last class. Okay, according to Beauty Essential, a listener is anybody who is capable of listening to anything said and possibly participate in what he or she listen to. Thank you. Thank you so much. Is it Nenye Beauty Essentials? Thank you. That is absolutely, that is what I'm looking for. So you guys should always learn to give direct definition from the material, because when you what's it called now? You get to the exam or TMA, they are not looking they are not looking for your own understanding. Your understanding rather. They are not looking for your understanding of the matter by saying, okay, since they said that is being able to listen to, I think I can paraphrase. No, paraphrasing is not allowed. You must give them the exact thing that is in the material. Okay, so since Beauty Essential has helped us out, let's go to what we have today. Listening enabling skills. The lens. Listening enabling skills. What are the skills you need, or what are the things you must possess as a person who wants to be a listener in order for you to be able to listen effectively? There are some things that must be functional in you or that you must have in order to be able to listen effectively. It's just like when you want to say someone needs to push that needs to push maybe an item or push uh, an object. If you want to push an object, you definitely know that your hands must be active, like you must have hands. So if you don't have hands, it's going to be, is it your chest you'll be using to push or what? So the process of pushing requires the person that wants to push to have functional hands. The hands must be active. That is the same thing we want to talk about. What will I need in order to be able to listen? But we'll call them listening enabling skills. Now, if you check the definition of listening, let's go back a bit. They say listening is, of a listener. The definition of a listener is anybody who is capable of listening to anything said. That capable that they put there means that that person must have a medium of listening. The capacity for listening comes through the ear. So you must have functional ears in order to be able to listen. So that will lead us to the first skill that is needed in order to be able to listen effectively. So the first lens, like I would say, that is LES, listening enabling skills. The first skill is functional ears. It is only somebody that has an ear or that is having functional ears that you will say something to and the person will be able to, of course, hear you. You know, the process, even though we say there is a difference between hearing and listening, but if you don't hear at all, you can't listen. It is what you are hearing, but you are paying more attention to, not just hearing it coming through your ears and going out to the other one, that you will say that you are listening to. So the ears perform the basic function there. You must have functional ears. I usually use a mnemonym to teach these skills. We used to call it the FC triple A. The FC triple A. And I will tell you the reason why you have to know them in this order that they are listed here. In TMA and in exam, there is a way they ask question here. They will tell you that the third listening enabling skill is dash. The third listening enabling skill is dash. Do you know that if you don't know them in this order, it means you will not know which one is number 3. So the fact that they ask you questions on which one is the third or the fourth or the second listening enabling skill, it means they want you to know it in this orderly manner. So you must know that the number one thing you must have as a skill in order to be able to listen effectively is that your ears must be functioning. You can't be a deaf person. You can't be a deaf person if you want to listen effectively. The ears must be functional. So skill number 1, functioning ears. Skill number 2 is concentration. That's why we have FC triple A. That is FCAAA. We are going to talk about each of them, but we'll talk about F now. F represents functioning ears. The second one is concentration. Now, somebody is saying, like the way I'm, speaking now, and you are actually listening because your ears, you are okay. Let me say you are hearing because your ears are functional. But do you know that for you to listen and really understand what I'm saying, you will need more than just hearing. You will need to concentrate. That means your mind must be there. You must be intentional. You are looking for something. There is a reason why you attended the class in the first place. So you're actually expecting something. So you are concentrating on what this person is saying or what this person is showing on the screen or what this person is actually trying to explain. So your concentration is very needed. You must pay attention. That is what we're trying to say. You must pay attention. It's not like you don't say, what is this person saying actually? Or what does it? You must pay attention. And for you to concentrate, you know that you must be interested in what the person is saying. Okay, let's assume that this class now is for chemistry and you are in mass communication. Even in your secondary school days, you've never attended chemistry class. Then this class is for chemistry. And then we now see that it is compulsory that you attend. If you are in the class, you won't have interest, so you will not pay attention, you will not concentrate because you felt like, what are they doing? I don't like chemistry. That one is none of my business. That is why I chose art class. I don't like anything chemistry. So if you don't have interest in what is being done, you will not pay attention. That means you will not concentrate. So number 1 is that in order for you to listen effectively, you need ears that are functioning. Apart from your ears that are functioning, you need concentration, and that comes from interest in what is being done. If you have interest, you will concentrate. Now, the third thing is ability to think along with the speaker. ability to think along with the speaker. Now, when okay, let me just I want to give you an icebreaker. Since I've been talking for too long, I need to allow you guys to say something. You've defined listening. Uh, I know that some people will have a question on the part that said yes. I know we said something in the last class that even if you are deaf, you do something through something. You do something through something. Excuse me, let me just drop your icebreaker. Let's break the ice. I've been talking for long, so I want you guys to talk. I just remember something on point one now. On that point one that said functioning ears. So I want to ask you this question. Check the chat box and respond. Everybody online should respond. Sorry, my typing seems slow tonight. So please let's try that. It says even if you are deaf, you still listen through dash. Even if you are deaf, you still listen through dash. I just want to bring out a point in that skill number one that says functioning ears. But you know we've done something like that before that will say even if you are deaf, you still listen to dash. So I want to you know okay, hold on. Okay, yes, I love the responses. Now let's go to that concentration. Okay, I think I've explained concentration enough. For instance, now as we're in the class now, assuming you are also chatting on WhatsApp, you are also scrolling through your Facebook, you are thinking about a match that you need to watch in the next 1 hour, then you are not concentrating on the class. Your mind must be fully here. Now, number three, ability to think along with the speaker. That is the third listening enabling skills or skill. What this means that if you are a good listener, you don't just hear words like what the speaker is saying. You follow the speaker's line of thought, and what are the reason why you are following the speaker line of thought is that you want to understand the message. So your mental process, there is a mental process ongoing in your brain even as you are listening. So it's just beyond the ears hearing sound alone. Your brain is processing. So your mind is following the speaker. So for instance, if I say today we will discuss why communication fails. If I say today we are going to discuss why communication fails, you see, I may start telling you that okay, because of noise, poor pronunciation, lack of feedback, and other things. As I'm saying that, you see your mind connecting. Oh, it's true. Like we were in class now. If somebody should start making noise or turn on his or her mic and start playing music, yes, the communication will fade truly. We will not hear the facilitator again. Your mind is also processing. So you are following the teacher ability to think along with the speaker. What that helps you is that it helps your understanding. You are thinking in the same line of thought as the person that is speaking. So it helps you to easily understand the message. That is what number three is trying to say. You think along with the speaker. It is different from anticipating what the speaker will say next. It is different from now, you know that point number four says ability to anticipate what the speaker is about to say next. Don't forget that I say we are going to use a mnemonic to hold these skills, the F, C, triple A. And we know that the F stands for functioning ears, the C, concentration, the first A, ability ability to think along with the speaker. Now we're going to the second A, ability to anticipate what the speaker is about to say. What does this mean? Good listeners often use the current discussion to guess the next point. For instance, if I say, today we shall discuss the communication process, every communication has a student that is anticipating what the speaker will say. In fact, for you to get to this skill number 4, you must be fully attentive. Like your mind must be following the person. You are not even distracted in any way. No distraction. You are fully concentrating on what the person is saying. Because what it means is that before I finish a statement, your mind already tells you what I will say. So if I say, today we shall discuss the communication process, every communication has your mind will already finish that statement, that maybe I want to say a sender or a message or a channel or a feedback or a receiver. Why? Because you are following, you are fully attentive to what is going on. So anticipating what the speaker is about to say next means you already trying to complete. It may not be correct. What you actually use to complete the statement may be wrong, but you are already anticipating that, okay, if this is what the person just said, this is definitely what will be next. What is that statement? The thing that will complete it. When you start thinking like that, the way they arrange this thing is very funny. First of all, your ears are functioning so you can hear what the person is saying. Secondly, you concentrate. You are not allowing Facebook, WhatsApp messages, noise from your room or anything to distract you. So you've concentrated. The next thing is that you are thinking along with the speaker. That one is another high, in fact, is another level of concentration. You are now highly concentrated on that event, on that speech. You are now listening with full rapt attention. So when you get to the point of thinking along with the speaker, the next thing that you find yourself doing naturally is that you will be anticipating the speaker. So naturally, point 4 or skill number 4 will fit in the moment you achieve skill number 3, because they are so closely related that when you are thinking along with the speaker, then you are definitely going to be able to suggest the next thing the speaker will or would likely say to end a particular statement. So that is ability to think along with the to anticipate what the speaker is about to say next. So the mind of the listener is following the flow of the speech, the flow of the lecture. Now, let me give you another example of anticipating what the speaker is about to say next. For instance, let's say someone says, I studied very hard for the examination, but the moment you hear but, if you are following that person, if you have been listening to the person, concentrating on what the person is saying, thinking along with the person, you definitely know that if somebody say but, it means the person is likely going to say the opposite of what he just said. So when he said, I studied very hard for the examination, but, your mind will tell you that I see this person is likely going to say that he failed. I studied for the examination, but I failed. So your mind is already telling you that from the trend of say you fail. How did you get to that level? Because you were thinking along with the speaker what the speaker will say next. So there is one last point, the third A. The third A. But before the third A, I have an icebreaker. Let me ask you that TMA question. People are already doing TMA now. It's a TMA question, and sometimes in the exam they will bring it. They can come in anyone. So permit me, just give me a few seconds to type it. So you have it there. What is the third listening enabling skill? Everybody online should try to contribute to that by answering the third listening enabling skills. Sorry, skill. So while you do that, I will mention the last one, which is the last A, ability to note important signposts that keep the listening activity going. Ability to note important signposts that keeps the listening activity going. What does this mean? A signpost, let's start from the meaning of a signpost. When you say a signpost, those are words or phrases that tells the listener that what this person is about to say is very important, or an important point is about to come out. Like when the speaker changes direction of a speech. Now, what the signposts help you to do is it helps you to organize the information that you are receiving. For instance, what are the examples of those signposts? If I say, firstly, let's talk about that. Firstly is a signpost. It's telling you that this is the first thing we will talk about. If I say secondly, if I say what, like maybe I've been talking, then I say the most important of all is that most important of all is a signpost. It's telling you that something important is about to drop. If I say in summary, if I say take note of this, that is something important. For example, something important. On the other hand, something, therefore, something important. So those are common signposts that you can see in a piece of writing, or you can hear someone say when someone is making a speech. For instance, if I say, even that for instance I just said now is a signpost. What does it tell you? It's signaling to you that I'm about to give an example. So if I should say that there are 3 reasons why students fail examinations, immediately you know that what the person is likely going to say will be to list the 3 reasons by starting with the first one. So the person may say first. When you hear first or firstly, the person, you already know that that is the first point among the 3 points, or among the 3 reasons. That is the first reason. So that is a signpost. That signpost already tells you that first of all, or firstly, or first, that is, it's really in my mind, because I'm following the speaker, that this person is about to say the first reason. And the way I say secondly and I say finally, you know that finally means that is the third or the last reason why students fail examination. So that is how the thing is. So let's look at an example or an illustration to help us understand the listening enabling skills. If I say, good evening, everyone, today we shall discuss listening enabling skills. Firstly, functioning ears. Secondly, concentration. Thirdly, thinking along with the speaker. And finally, the ability to anticipate what the speaker is about to say next. You see, that is an example. So let me use something to help us understand it. We usually use this mnemonym every semester with my student. We will say the FC, then 3A, FC3A. So you are not the one to put it in your mind. So I want you guys to kindly help me type the full meaning of FC3A. The full meaning of FC3A. This is another thing you can use to hold it. You can use this by saying a good listener must hear clearly, concentrate fully, think with the speaker, predict what comes next, notice important signposts. If you can use this tool, it will help you to know the 5 listening enabling skills that we have. If you can use this mnemonym, this idea of a good listener should hear clearly, concentrate fully, think with the speaker, predict what comes next, notice important signposts. That will help you to know that the full meaning of FC triple A is functioning ears, concentration, ability to think along with the speaker, ability to anticipate what the speaker is about to say next, and ability to notice important signposts. Very simple. Very simple. I'm still waiting for you guys. Yes, keep dropping them. You must tell me the full meaning of the FC triple A. Everybody on ground should do that. Those of you that are just joining, give the video a thumbs up. Help the rest of you to find this video, please. So, what is your F? What is your C? What is your A? What is your A? And what is your A? You have 3 A's there. You should know the orders, please, because the way they ask it in the exam is What is the third listening enabling skill? Or what is the fourth listening? So you should know the order. That is why we have to use something to hold it. FC triple A. Functioning ear, concentration, ability to think along with the speaker, ability to anticipate the speaker, and ability to notice important signposts. So that is what we are here to do tonight. So let me read the other part. Anybody with a functioning ear can listen. Indeed, this is the attribute common to many people. Even the deaf listen by means of signals from sign language. Even the deaf listen by means of signals from sign language. Of course, if you have listening defect, listening ability will be difficult. If you have listening defect, listening ability will be difficult. And that brings us to the end of Unit 1. Now, um, we have a self-assessment here, but that is no longer valid because we are no longer using all those CDs. Mm, so they are now trying to explain important signposts and so on. So that ability to anticipate can also be called relationship. So look at it there. Here is another thing. The fourth listening enabling skill is relationship. So why it is ability to anticipate what the speaker is about to say, another word we can use for it is relationship. Relationship, then your answer should be relationship. If what you see is relationship, then what you should choose is relationship. What you should choose is relationship. So in a form of conclusion, I think we are done with all that. All these CD, ignore them. We are no longer using them. They are not valid anymore. So, in conclusion, now that you have completed the study of this unit, I think you can start to put into practice what you learned in your day-to-day contact with people and your academic pursuit. And in the form of summary, in this unit, we've studied who a listener is, anyone who is capable of listening to anything said and possibly participate in what is being said and what is demanded to be done is a listener. As indicated in this unit, you are the listener. You listen day by day and moment by moment. Now, the listening enabling skills you need are functioning ears, concentration, ability to think along with the speaker and relate or connect ideas together, anticipation, and important signposts to facilitate effective listening. So, this is tutor mark assignment, something you are supposed to do as assignment. Even though I've promised that I will now be uploading your assignment on the portal, I think creating the access for all of you is really, really, really a big task for me. So let's do this. I think this assignment is worth doing. You have to do this assignment and submit it to what's his name again? Is he still here? This class captain, Taiwo, something like that. So you guys should locate him. If you are still there, identify yourself, Taiwo. They will submit it to you. The question says, do we listen? Sorry, why do we listen? Oh, sorry, why do we have to listen? The third one, list possible listening enabling skills that you know. And last one, list three important talks on your radio or TV. Briefly outline the major points of those talks. Now, this is something you do and submit before uh, Monday next week. So what we'll do is what's his name? I think I will just drop the assignment in your group there, but let me drop it here too. So those who are here can of course join. So okay. Let's just say it like this. Who is a listener? I don't know. What is his name? Please identify yourself. They need to know who they are submitting to. Okay, maybe we'll do that in the group because I need to stop this class now. I have another class. I need to meet up. So thanks for your time, and I believe we have done justice to this. In our next class, we are going to something more important. It is not so it won't longer be just listening. We are moving to something else, a collaboration between listening and comprehending, which is, in other words, listening and understanding. We are going to study the two together in one unit. And in that unit, we'll talk about relationship between listening and comprehension, and the factors affecting your comprehension. So stay tuned and watch out for that next week, Monday. Do have a lovely night rest.